hell's heart I stab at thee. For hate's sake, I spit my last breath at thee.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jazz Borgonzo here. What's next? We're going to continue talking. This is not going to be as long as a video as I did yesterday. But, of course, the majority of that video yesterday was in regards to systemic racism. But in the beginning of the video, I touched upon LeBron James's ignorance in regards to the Columbus shooting. I'm going to piggyback off of that. And I'm just going to give you a taste of different perspectives. And then pretty much at the end, give you my take. But first, I'm going to show you a little opening video. This comes from Fox News in regards to that incident.
Minutes before the verdict was announced in Derek Chauvin's murder trial yesterday, a police officer in Columbus, Ohio, shot and killed a black teenage girl holding a knife. Body cam video capturing that moment as it happened. It shows the girl charging at two people with the knife. Garrett Tenney is following this for us from Chicago. Hi, Garrett.
Yeah, Sandra, this is a case that shows why body cameras are so important, because initially folks at the scene claimed that cops had shot an unarmed 16-year-old girl, which prompted a large crowd of protesters to gather outside police headquarters. We do want to warn viewers that this body camera video is hard to watch, but according to police, around 4:30 p.m., someone called 911 and said a group of girls was trying to stab them. When officers arrived about 10 minutes later, the body camera video shows some sort of commotion going on in a driveway. And just after the officer asked what's going on, a girl who the family has identified as 16-year-old Ma'Khia Bryant pushes another girl to the ground and then goes after a second girl, pushing her against the side of a car. When Ma'Khia raises her right hand in the air, you can see she appears to be holding a knife. And before she can come down and stab the other girl, the officer fires several shots. Other officers then jumped in to try and save her life, but the teen died a short time later at the hospital. The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation is now looking into the shooting, and city leaders are calling for patience and calm while that process plays out.
Our city deserves answers. I want answers. But fast, quick answers cannot come at the cost of accurate answers.
After that body camera video was released, protests did seem to die down a bit last night. Now, we are expecting to get some more information and details released on that shooting later today, and they say that we are told by police that that officer who was involved is now on administrative leave, or administrative duty rather, while this investigation plays out. Sandra?
Okay. Watching that pretty much puts a lot of things in perspective. And, of course, you have the usual knuckleheads who will basically say, here we go again, another innocent black youth shot by a racist white cop. The video, especially the body cam video, clearly shows that the young girl in question had a knife. She was about to plunge down into this other girl that she was arguing with, and the cop actually saved her life. Period. End of story. The cop saved her life. Now you do have others who are stepping in saying, hey, maybe he should have been, he should have pulled out a taser. He should have fired his gun in the air. He should have, say, stopped police. He could have did. But as we've seen in other incidences, that we are dealing with seconds here, not minutes, seconds. And of course, as we know the old adage, seconds count. So with that, we're going to change gears a little bit. And we are going to jump to Breitbart. This is Benjamin Crump, known race baiter. Quote, Columbus police shot unarmed Ma'Khia Bryant. I kind of didn't want to mention her name at the beginning only because her name has been thrown out there so many times already in the last 24 to 48 hours. But per this, I will. This is attorney Benjamin Crump. Tweeted Tuesday evening that police in Columbus, Ohio had shot an unarmed Ma'Khia Bryant, though the body cam footage clearly, makes its statement. It's called facts and evidence. And you would think from an attorney, he will know that. Clearly shows that she had a knife. And as you can see there in the body cam footage, the knife is on the ground. Crump, a civil rights attorney who frequently represents family of those killed by police in very questionable circumstances, that he takes these cases, and a lot of the times it's unwarranted, jump to conclusions as usual. As we breathe a collective sigh of relief today, a community in Columbus felt the sting of another police shooting. Killed an unarmed 15-year-old black girl named Ma'Khia Bryant. Another child lost. But Breitbart News, Bob Price reported Tuesday night, Bryant appeared to have been armed and attacking another girl. Columbus Division of Police released a body cam video footage showing Tuesday's shooting of a young black girl who appeared to be armed with a knife. The video appears to show the girl fighting with another girl as the officer opens fire. Potentially disturbing, body cam suspect had a large knife. Officers were responding to the reports of a knife. The knife can be seen in the girl's hand as she appears to attempt to stab the girl in the pink. The officer fires his weapon. The girl falls to the ground. Video shows the knife laying. The shooting, which came shortly after Minnesota's police officer Derek Chauvin was convicted of multiple counts in regards to the death of one George Floyd. Bryant was 16 years old, not 15, according to statements media by a woman not identified as her mother. At this point, it really doesn't matter in the long term. Okay, we are going to jump to this. This comes out of Blaze Media. Fox's Juan Williams suggests Columbus officers should have fired warning shots in the air instead of killing Ma'Khia Bryant, because yes, as she comes down with the knife about to plunge it into this other girl, popping a couple shots off in the air would have gotten the message. But once again, seconds count. Kind of like if somebody breaks into your house and you have a double barrel shotgun and you fire a couple of shots in the air, like suggested by one Joe Dementia. But who am I? Viewers take to Twitter to criticize Fox News' host for an unrealistic solution. Fox News host Juan Williams faced a flood of online criticism after opining that Columbus, Ohio police officer who shot and killed 16-year-old Ma'Khia Bryant should have fired a warning shot instead of taking her life. Williams made the comment Thursday while talking about the controversial shooting on Fox News' The Five. He was challenged by co-host Jesse Waters to explain what the police officer could have done to defuse the situation without using lethal force. Quote, I guess I would shoot the gun, not necessarily at somebody, but maybe shoot the gun and maybe, run at the person, try to disarm them. I don't know. And let me reiterate, seconds count. So wait. You wouldn't shoot the gun in the air like a warning shot? Asked Waters. Well, hopefully to distract her and try to stall or something so I could get, or my partner could get the knife away. I don't know. Taking someone's life is pretty strong. End of quote. Per Juan Williams. Waters then replied, I don't know if that would have worked. Williams answered, I don't know either. I don't know either. I think that a woman with a knife is a danger to society and certainly a danger to the other person, and we want to stop. We want her to stop and be disarmed, Williams explained. I just also think that killing a human is pretty radical. Really? Would you like to go over the pages of history? I don't think that's a good thing. Of course, those who jumped on Twitter, they replied. One viewer said, I don't know who needs to know this, but warning shots are not safe in a condensed neighborhoods. Bullets don't just disappear when fired. Another person responded, this David Host, talk show host, conservative, these dim bulbs failed physics, gun safety, and research 101 into weapons discharged by any LEO. Another one commented, it appears that Juan's been watching too many Bonanza, Big Valley, and Gunsmoke reruns on MeTV. Again, I'll give you my thoughts at the end. But let's wrap this up. We are going to circle back. There you go. Haven't used that one before. To LeBron James's ignorance, incompetence, stupidity, and outright buffoonery remarks regarding the police officer in question. This time from one former President Donald J. Trump. This comes out of PJ Media. Trump savages LeBron James for threatening a police officer's life. On Wednesday, NBA Lakers star LeBron James tweeted something that looked very much like an incitement to murder. Pretty much was. Pretty much was. When you dox an officer, you show his face, and then you say, you're next. Yeah. Oh, that was just misspeak. A police officer, excuse me. James rushed to conclusions. Once again, LeBron James, that's what LeBron James does. For a guy who supposedly has such a big brain, yeah. James rushed conclusions about the shooting of a 16-year-old Ma'Khia Bryant, a girl who appeared to have been lunging at someone with a deadly knife. With a deadly knife? Aren't all knives deadly? That threw me off. Sorry about that. That threw me off when a cop shot her. James later took down the tweet, of course, because he got roasted for it, but claims the shooting represents yet more evidence of systemic racism, which of course has been debunked, destroyed, trashed, ruined, burned, because it doesn't exist. President Donald Trump took to task on Thursday night. Quote, LeBron James should have focused on basketball. Once again, shut up and dribble. Love it. Rather than presiding over the destruction of the NBA, which has just recorded its lowest television ratings by far in the long and distinguished history of the league, Trump said in a statement. Yes, recent ratings of the NBA are at an all-time low, thanks to one LeBron James. In part. The NBA painted the politically charged slogan of Black Lives Matter on its courts. While most Americans agree that Black Lives Matter, the actual lives of Black people do matter, the self-declared Marxist-led Black Lives Matter organization and many of those organizing under that slogan, in my opinion, are trash and of course, perpetrated the riots of last year. Of James's remarks, Trump said his racist rants are divisive, nasty, insulting, and demeaning. He may be a great basketball player. He's not the GOAT. But he is doing nothing to bring our country together. All right. Let me wrap this up. My take. Surprisingly, didn't expect this video to go this long. I expect to knock this out in about a good 8 to 10 minutes, but well, gotta do some serious editing here. But with everything that's going on in the last 24, 48 hours regarding this shooting, especially just coming off the Chauvin conviction, says a lot. It basically says that the media will not stop. They are hell-bent on painting every single police officer, every single white police officer as a racist, and that they can't be trusted. And once again, 99% of the police officers, men and women, do one hell of a job under the most extreme circumstances. And then you have that 1%. Can you call them rotten apples? Yeah. Are there bad cops? Most definitely. But once again, we cannot continue to paintbrush the entire police force of over 700,000 police officers. I mean, just look at 35,000 plus in New York City alone and call them racists. Because these are the same people that if you are living in Baltimore, Detroit, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, New York, something happens at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, someone breaks into your house. Either you are armed to defend them, as you should. It is your Second Amendment right to defend your home and your family. Or something's going on in your neighborhood. Who do you call? I know. I'm going to say it. The Ghostbusters. No. You call the police. Poll after poll after poll have been done that police officers, that neighborhoods, preferably, especially black neighborhoods, Hispanic neighborhoods, minority communities, want police officers in their towns, their cities, to come to their defense. They want that. But yet, if you listen to the knuckleheads at CNN, MSNBC, the usual morons out there, all cops are racist. All cops are evil. The police need to be defunded. I have no problem defunding the police in cities that are run by Democrats. You want it? You got it. And we had a taste of this. Let's go back to Baltimore. When Baltimore was burning under the former mayor, I apologize, the former mayor escapes me right now, who allowed her city to burn. The governor did nothing. And at that time, Barack Obama was president. And of course, like Nero, he played his fiddle as Baltimore burned. And Ferguson. Let's not forget. But yet, you had a significant percentage drop in those who wanted to reinstate as police officers in Baltimore City. You had those who did not want to be police officers. After they were told to stand down, a lot of them quit. They walked away from the job that they love. Because it's a job you don't really get respect for. For every one bad incident that happens, he or she could have done 10,000 good things, But all it takes is that one incident. Maybe not against them. Maybe just in general to, excuse me, to the police officers. It makes them look bad. But as long as you got the left continue to perpetuate that the current law enforcement the way it's set up needs to be destroyed. It needs to be, quote unquote, reimagined or redefined. It's going to be a problem. You got some damn good cops out there. They are constantly getting shited on every single day by knuckleheads like this. And we're not just talking LeBron James. We're not just talking about, like I said, the usual morons and suspects, but just by everyday people who really don't know what goes on in those police departments, in those organizations. Well, with that said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more videos just like this? Please leave a comment below, like it, share it, hit that subscription button, slam that notification bell so you don't miss a thing, and we'll see you again. Peace.